Hello, friends. Today's topic is neo-Marxist approach to media. Marx himself did not explicitly theorize the media and the media role of the media in society, but his postulations and statement about the dialectics of cultural and ideological mediation have provided a robust springboard for Marxist theory of the media. Okay, the class which has the means of material production at its disposal has control at the same time over the means of mental production, so that thereby, generally speaking, the idea of those who lack the means of mental production regulate the production and distribution of ideas of their age. Thus, their ideas are the ruling ideas of the epoch. This assertion provides the stepping stone for the departure from the hitherto dominant theoretical orthodoxy about the functions of the media in capitalist society. In effect, it says that control over the production, processing, dissemination of ideas is disproportionately concentrated in the hands of capitalist owners of the means of production, and their convictions, values, and point of views are privileged in everyday consciousness because media is trying to penetrate and reinforce them. And lastly, and that this domination plays a crucial role in maintaining, consolidating, and continually asserting the hegemony of ruling class over the subordinate groups in the society. Therefore, that proposition raised several questions about the relationship between media ownership, control, about the dialect by which dominant values are translated into cultural artifacts, and the extent to which members of the subordinate group are affected by the dominant ideas of the ruling class. The neo-Marxist media theory contained that mass media serve as apparatus in a ceaseless process of ideological reproduction and legitimation on behalf of the ruling class in the society. It posits that class stratification remains the fundamental structural characteristic of capitalist society, and that the majority of people receive their information about the social structure, operation of the production, frameworks to conceptualize the reality, and so on from the mass media. Therefore, that controls over this all important flow of social imaginary is the exclusive preserve of the group who occupy the upper end of social strata, social scale in the society, and it is worth noting that neo-Marxist critical theory of the media is not a non-political epistemological conduct or construct. It has a wide variety of approaches and perspectives. Although there are several characterizations of the various tendencies within the Marxist media theory, most widely the spread version of this instrumentalist conception of the relationship between mass media and capitalist society was formulated by the Althusser. The Althusser, who contended that the mass media, along with the church, school, family, and other traditional agents of socialization, act as no more than mere ideological state apparatus of the capitalist state. Ideology, he said, the functions to represent the individual as subjects. Therefore, Althusser's notion of interpretation allowed Marxist media theorists to explain the political function of mass media text. As a pre-existing structure, the text interprets the spectators, so constituting him or her as a subject. This instrumentalist analysis of the media in capitalist society as reductionist, oversimplified, and theoretically deficient because it is not only fails to study how ideology is produced in concrete terms, but it also ignores human agency in the consumption of media artifacts. The dissatisfaction with this model gave rise to the popularity of the hegemony school of thought. And the hegemony approach to analyzing the media sees the existing of the subtle ideological mediation in the integrational perpetuation of the dominance orthodox capitalist class rather than direct conspiracy. The leading thinker of the hegemony school of thought, it is Italian Marxist Antonio Gramsci. Gramsci contains that because dissenting and oppositional views do not fit very easily into the prevailing framework of imaginary expression, they are heard and read by the mass audience as deviant and as on more than crackless of background noise, which further pushes the points of view to their fringes, and that also penetrating the ruling class interest. The most notable theorist contained that the Frankfurt School of Thought is somehow quite nicely handle the media theory in terms of the Marxist ideology, where Theodor Adorno, Herbert Marcuse, Horkheimer all committed Marxists and who were associated with Institute of Social Research, which was founded in Frankfurt School 1923 but shifted in 1933 to Newark. The Theodor Adorno and Horkheimer coined the phrase the culture industry, referring to the collective operation of the media. Culture industry is a term used by social thinker Adorno Horkheimer to describe how popular culture in the capitalist society function like an industry in producing standardized product, which produce standardized people as well. A more advanced of culture industry draws on seeming contradiction between human culture and mechanical industry. This is exactly and Horkheimer's point in culture industry enlightenment as the mass deception. And they argued that culture industry is associated with the late capitalism in which all forms of culture become part of the capitalist system of production, which also has a deep cultural mechanism, not just economic ones. According to Adorno and Horkheimer, these cultural products are not only meant for profit but also produce consumers that are adapted to the needs of the capitalist system.